So Mohamed Hassissi, aka Moor Rider.
Yes, miss.
Thank you for accepting our offer.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
مرحبا بك معنا today.
شكرا جزيلا.
So first of all, can you briefly introduce yourself for people who don't know you or are just discovering you through this event?
No, it's a hard thing to say. It's a hard question. How do I introduce myself? I'm a Moroccan. I'm someone who lived everywhere in Morocco. Well, not everywhere, but in so many places that I can't say where I'm from. When somebody asks me, where are you from? I can't say Casablanca because I was just born here, born in Casablanca. I lived in like 7 or 8 different cities. I moved to 18 or 19 different homes. So I lived everywhere, so I don't know where I belong. But I'm a Moroccan, that's how I feel, right? I teach the English language, and I have been teaching for the past 13 years. And I have quite a few passions, diverse passions, I'd say. I love music. I play the guitar. I sing. That's the thing I do. I ride motorcycles. I do voiceovers, voice acting. So I think when you combine all these things and you post them on social media, it confuses the heck out of people, right? They don't know where to put you. They don't know where to box you, because that's what people do, right? People always like to categorize you, to put you in a box. And I'm slippery in that kind of sense. But yeah, I think that's pretty much about me.
You have an experience in TED Talks. Like, it's not your first time talking.
It's a second, but this is like the first official...
The first official time.
First official TED Talk. I think the first wasn't... I don't know, but I think it wasn't sponsored by...
Okay.
Or backed up by the actual TED Talk.
Okay.
I have doubts about that.
How would you describe your experience in TEDx in our university, knowing that it's the first edition in UIR?
Just like I said earlier, I mean, the standards are just top notch. And I've been an avid observer, watcher of TED Talks for, I'd say, more than a decade, ever since I remember. I've been watching TEDx Talks. I've been inspired by some. And being here, I mean, it's definitely, it's a hell of an experience. And to answer your questions, I think everything was top-notch. The organization, the stage, the lighting, the audience, nothing was off.
Okay, so
it was really good.
What do you think the importance of these TED Talks for people, especially university students, is?
Well, apart from them getting to experience something new, the speeches are definitely something to look up to, because when somebody works on a speech for a considerable amount of time, and I imagine that's what everybody did, they give you that's like the epitome of their experience, life experience.
You
we
get
saw
it from the source
earlier, and he's talked about all his career and how he what happened to him during COVID, and when you sit down and watch all of that jammed into 20 minutes, it's like a dose of everything positive, right? And I go out there and want to change myself to the better and improve myself and do something with my life when I watch something Amin's talk or any of the other talks, right? So it's inspiring. It's a fresh breath that students desperately need.
And as we were talking about students, myself a student, I'm really lost about choosing a career and choosing a path. So my question is, how did you know that teaching English was the right path and the right career for you? How did you feel that was your thing?
I think we're conditioned to making certain choices. You're never free 100% to choose what you want. The way you were raised, those around you, what your father or mother did, or your brother or your uncle. And we live and we capture those signals, and we are molded through other people's experiences. How did I know I wanted to become a teacher? My father taught his entire life. He taught French. My grandfather taught Arabic his entire life. So that's definitely social conditioning, right? Um, but the moment I tried teaching, I can tell you that I wanted to continue doing it because the energy of it, being in a classroom, talking to human beings, knowing that you are definitely contributing into molding those human beings because you get to live a whole year with that person. I'm sure I spend more time with the students than they spend with their own parents, right? And the impact that that leaves onto students. I gave a talk earlier last week at l'UNCG, and that was part of the topic that I talked about. When the highlight of my time, anytime, is when I get a long message from a student in beautiful English, right? Saying anything. And I know I somehow contributed to that, right? Or when I meet one of them on the street and I see love in their eyes and I see gratitude and I see that they're right where they want to be. And I know that I had something, to do with that. That's fulfillment beyond anything I can describe. And I wouldn't give that up for the world.
Okay, so like we mentioned like your career as a professional teacher, but you're also a content creator under the name Moor Writer. We want to know like how do you manage to strike a balance between teaching in the real world and content creation in social media?
Even content creation is just a part of what I do for really. But I don't think content takes much of my time. I don't post consistent. I don't believe in consistency in posting, believe it or not. I think consistency can be bad because when I am urged to create continuously, I risk creating nonsense. I compromise quality over quantity. So I'd rather post one video a month, but really thoughtful, and it would hit, right? And people would really identify with it. Then post 4 or 5 reels a week, and then somebody scrolls up, so like, sees your video and not finish it, or just goes,
again,
this is, I don't want to do that. If I'm putting something out there, I put my heart and soul. I put a message, I put a story. I want people to identify with it, connect with it, or not do it at all. So since I don't post consistently, it doesn't take much of my time. So I manage, I think, to balance things up.
So you do have a unique approach to social media.
Yeah, I think so. I go against the stream in that regard, in that respect.
So do you feel that approach contributes to building your personal brand and who you are as a social media content creator?
To be honest, I heard a talk earlier about personal branding. And, I wouldn't necessarily agree with much of what was said, in the sense that I do not intentionally engineer a brand of me. You see, so I do this and this and this and that, and all I do is that I put them on record, right? I let people know what it is that I do. That's me. I cannot fake something. And the combination of those different things that I do culminates to, you call it a personal brand, if you will. But that's just me. You see, so meaning, I don't think there's a difference between the person you see on the screen as a Moor rider and Mohamed Hassissi who's sitting with you, or you just come across the street. You see, so I don't put much thought into personal branding. You see, so I just talk. I'll give you an example. When I started doing this, I had no clue that somebody would say, "Oh my God, you got such a voice." I knew I could sing from early on in my life, but that's singing. But just talking, somebody admiring something in here, liking the way your vocal cords sound and thinking, "Oh, this guy could shoot an ad for me. I want to use his voice and pay him for that." I had no clue that could happen. But when I did it, turned out to be...
Yeah. Also, I feel like as you talked about the what was said about personal branding, like I feel like there's no like magical secrets about personal branding, because something that could work for you maybe won't work for me or for someone else, because we don't have the same experiences and stuff. So I think it's really important to live it like your own experience and build your own brand without following certain steps.
Theorizing.
Yeah,
Without
exactly.
theorizing about
Yeah,
much
just
about
experience.
it. Yeah, experience.
Mohammed, do you think like there is a secret in pursuing the perfect ideal career from the first take? Is it even possible?
No, I don't think so. I think what ought to be done is experience new things, be curious, to try new things out, and then you find yourself
find
somewhere.
yourself somewhere.
Like I don't imagine Emin doing something else but DJing. I'd love to attend one of his concerts. I mean, he got me so hyped up. I asked him earlier about what's the next concert. You see, that's his thing, and I can see him already on stage, doing his thing because that's what he loves. Same here. I love being on stage, or in a classroom is a stage, right? I love playing music. That's what I love. So had I not tried it in the beginning, I wouldn't have known. So you go ahead and try things out, right? And you find what you love, right? And let it kill you.
Let it kill you. With love.
Yeah.
With kindness.
Yes.
So
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very
so
much
much
again.
for
You're
your insight.
very, very welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.